Hello and welcome. My name is Grace, and today is my October favorites, October roundup. I don't have a lot of stuff here. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more things that were my favorites in October, but let me tell you, let's start with the end of the month. My most favorite thing in October was last night. We had a very normally since my ever since my children were born, even before they were born, but of course once that we had kids, Halloween night is celebrated in my home the same way we celebrate New Year. And this stems from when I was first learning, reading books, studying about metaphysics and the occult and different spiritual paths. I came across where October is celebrated by some witches as their new year. And this is a shout out to a dearly departed member of our Stregoneria Italiana family. Last night we celebrated it, and it was also in honor of Kumba Lou Mascitello, who we lost this year. But we've always celebrated Halloween as the same way we celebrate New Year's Eve. There's some kind of ancestral dish. That's a bit of that word ancestral is starting to get a little, overused. Traditional. There's always a traditional dish served. Yesterday I was in the mood for a homemade pizza, so I made the big, thick, spongy Sicilian-style pizza. And it was very, very casual. My daughter's dressed up. My daughter came over with her girlfriend, and they were dressed up. It was so nice. There was pumpkin carving while I was making the pizza. We even had a couple of trick-or-treaters. You know what I mean? Like it was, I don't know. It made me happy that we had a couple of trick-or-treaters. We didn't have the normal or the usual amount of trick-or-treaters that we have every year, which is not that many, but there were less this year. So that's my first favorite of the month of October. So I'm going to work my way back a little bit. Early in the month of October, and this is going to be a shameless plug for my daughter Bridget has started a Redbubble store where it's, if you're my age or around that age, it's like Cafe Press, where people upload their art and you can just order stuff with their art printed on it. And well, with the pandemic going on, how's a young person supposed to make a couple of bucks in order to support themselves while they're in school, right? So I ordered some stuff because, well, I'm her mom, and it's really cute stuff. And yes, I know I'm biased, no matter. What I ordered are, I ordered a sticker and a pencil case or a pouch, a zippered pouch. And the art is inspired by Bridget's teddy bear, Ojo. Now, you must, if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. It's good to see you. If not, Bridget is my daughter that we did a video together months back where she showed her favorite decks. And she shared her favorite decks. So this is the sticker that I got. So I chose I think this is the large, and it's with, I wanted the see-through background. So I'm going to, be applying this to a binder for myself, and I'm very excited. I love the little frog. Oh my goodness. And the other art on her Redbubble is her artistic renditions of dogs that we've had. So there's Ruby Tuesday, which was our first dog, German Shepherd Doberman. We have Doo that's on there, which was our second dog. He was a German Shepherd Husky, like our current dog. And I think Daenerys, our current dog, she may have her own art up there. And so the other thing I ordered was the pouch because I wanted to see what the quality was. And I was pleasantly surprised because I thought it was going to be vinyl, I don't know, or PVC or something. You know what I mean? So I ordered. I think this is the medium size. Yeah. So this is the medium size. This is like I would say it's 5 by 7 maybe. Anyway, and it has repeating art. So this is some of the examples of the art of the the art that's up on Bridget's Redbubble, and oh my goodness, okay, like oh my goodness, this one's one of my favorites. This of course is my favorite because I got the sticker, right? But look at this, oh my goodness. So a bear for all seasons. All right. Thus ended the shameless plug. Oh no, wait, I have to tell you the quality because I was a little skeptical. I thought it was going to be PVC with some cheap nylon zipper. No, it comes with this nice metal zipper. And when I first got it, I also made a face because it kind of stuck a little bit, but no, with use. The inside is lined. It's black. This I could just I have to cut this thing out. It says it's 100% polyester. It has the washing instructions on it, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I haven't decided. I think it's gonna go in my shoulder bag for makeup and hand sanitizer and all that stuff that I carry in my purse that I need. I like to keep separate in a pouch. So there's different backgrounds. I was torn between orange and green, and anyway, Redbubble. So I'm going to be placing Bridget's the link to Bridget's Redbubble store in the description box below. And I'm a mom. I'm gonna ask you, hey, if you're already looking for something cute, you like cute stationery and stuff like that, maybe support my daughter so she can continue her education. All right, that's enough. Next. I intended to use, like it was October, right? And it's, anyways, every October, those of us that read tarot cards, those of us that are into tarot cards, whatever, we haul out the decks that we intend on using in the month of October. Well, I got to tell you that this one, I tried using it, I just wasn't feeling it. And I even placed it in the rehome box. And I pulled it out just now to do this video, and I thought, you know what? Just because I wasn't feeling it this year doesn't mean I'm going to not feel it next year. So I'm just going to let's start over. I'm just going to put it away until next year. And if you watch Tarot Tube, I'm sure you've seen this before. It's the Halloween Tarot by Kipling West. It's created by Kipling West. And the art is by Kipling West, and it's the guidebook, and the idea is Karen Lee. Just wasn't feeling it. Now, this one's intact. I had one that was trimmed, and I thought, oh, maybe, is it because it's intact? Is it because it's got these white borders? No, I just wasn't feeling it. And instead of forcing myself to use it, I just didn't. I used a different deck for daily draws, which I will be sharing with you. So, yeah. I'm looking at my manicure because I paint my nails like a 5-year-old. And I figure, all I have to do is wash some dishes, and then the rest, it'll flake off my skin around my nails. So now that I'm looking at it, and I do prefer it intact in terms of size of the cards, I did think of covering the white edges, with the white trim on both sides with black Sharpie. Just didn't feel like it. But I had wanted the set with the little guidebook, and I had I was able to score it. It had dropped in price and then just dropped out of sight on Amazon Canada, probably just because, you know, whatever they had people purchased for Halloween, and we're probably going to restock at some point. I don't know. I don't think it's out of print. I just think it's not currently available. It wasn't currently available when I looked it up. But my knee-jerk reaction was to drop it in the rehome box, and I just pulled it out right now, just before this video, because you know what? Just because I didn't feel it this year doesn't mean I'm not going to feel it next year. I think I'll regret it if I rehome it. So it stays. All right. Some books, and then I'll talk about the decks, because the decks, there's not that many. I think you'll see. It was a very quiet month for decks, because, well, I'll talk about it after. All right. So what am I currently reading? In October, I got myself a copy of the Kybalion, Hermetic Philosophy by the Three Initiates. This is a centenary edition, so it's really nice. It's leather bound or full leather bound. Nice matte gold in here. Nice on nice paper. It's printed on nice paper. Mine did not come with the bookmark ribbon, so I have a copy of the Kybalion that it's a Xerox copy somewhere on my bookshelf, and I think I have a PDF because it's in the public domain. You go on to Amazon and there's like multiple, there's so much choice, but my friend Nat had this one, and I thought, oh, that's sexy. I like that. So I got the centenary leather-bound one. It's very. I'm almost done reading it. It was interesting for me rereading it after so many years, because I didn't realize how much it shapes my beliefs and how much it shapes my spirituality. How much it shapes how much it shaped my world view. So happy to revisit it. And yeah, the next two books I got was because I was feeling a little stagnant. You know, I was feeling a little stagnant. I was feeling like I needed some new books. You know what I mean? Although I'm heading back into a depth year. Like September, October was just to, you know, gear down, because I don't believe in I believe in setting myself up for success. I believe that people need to set themselves up for success. So September, October was my gear down and prep for my depth year. I'm going into another depth year. I find that it was more my groove. I did it in 2019. It was incredible. And I will do a video on my thoughts about depth year and how I think some people are just wired for it to just be a depth life, and dipping into wide and going wide every couple of years, just to, you know, resurface from your depth life and have a, you know, width year. And I think that's more my vibe. More my vibe is having the living the depth life and reemerging or coming up to the surface every few years to go wide and see what's out there. All right. I said I was going to talk about another video, and anyway, let's go. So 2 books I got, and I'm not going to do a review because I literally just received them last week. Are 2 books that I saw, that I kept seeing in the videos I was watching, and one of them I also got the Audible, because I have an Audible subscription. So and it just seemed like the kind of book that needs. So I'll start with that one. and it's the Path of Druidry: Walking the Ancient Green Way by Penny Billington. I got this book because of some people that I watch on YouTube had featured it on their channel. And also when I went to Amazon and it says, you can look through it, look inside, it seemed to be very in line with what I think, feel, believe, do. And I thought, okay, well, let's read about it. So here's a little caveat I want to I don't believe that you read one book and suddenly this is your path. But I am always curious about other paths, especially if they run parallel to mine or adjacent to mine or have similar, similarities, strong similarities. So I look forward to reading this, and I also have the Audible. Now I am going to say something. Someone has to explain to me what's the story with because I've seen this in a lot of books that I've purchased recently, some of which I had to return or whatever because I just couldn't read them. What's with all the italics in Llewellyn books? Italics are like italics is like I'm middle-aged people, like I'm in my 50s. Italics is tiring to read, and it's a tiny font, and there's a lot of italics, so it jumps around between there's Times New Roman, which I think is what it is, and italics. It's like, oh my God, it's painful, which is why I ended up getting, especially for this one, because I'm really interested, the Audible as well, because oh my goodness, the font is tiny, and so much of it is italicized. Just so much of this book is italicized. It's hard to read, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Llewellyn. I buy a lot of your books. Over the years, I've purchased a lot of your books. Maybe I didn't notice. Maybe I should look at my old Llewellyn books to see if the font is that small and if there's a lot of italics. I don't remember that being a thing. I'm channeling Kumbalu. Lou, oh my God, God rest his soul, Lou. Lou Mascitello. If you're a member of any witchcraft forum, this guy, he was a powerhouse the last 20 something years online. He gave me such a hard time about my website when it was white font on black. I wish he was still here so I could tell him, Lou, I understand now and I'm sorry. Anyway, the other book, also, because I'm curious, and it has and my curiosity. So this is by Stephanie Whitfield, Celtic Lore and Spellcraft of the Dark Goddess, Invoking the Morrigan. So this again, I'm not one to work like I work with saints for certain things. And a lot of ancestral energy, and ancestral energy, not always directly related to me. For the most part, not related to me at all, for reasons I've already expounded on. But ancestors of the land I live on, and I'm not one to work with personified deity. I just haven't. I haven't had a connection. I will work with archetypes of deities. For instance, all of the month of October, I worked with the archetype of Themis, which is the daughter of Gaia. But more of an energy thing, not as a personified deity. Anyway, having said that, my strong connection to Corvids and Corvid energy and Corvid spirit, both Crow and Raven, and they are distinctly, Crow energy and Raven energy are two distinctly different energies. I thought, and also wolf energy. I started to put some things together, you know. And then, like, you know, horse energy kind of comes into the mix. So when I started to do a little bit of research to say, okay, why am I drawn to these energies? Why am I drawn to these spirits, to these animal spirits? They kind of all had one thing in common, and they are guises or, yeah. I'm not going to use the right language, people, because I haven't read anything yet. But they are connect. So I'll use very generic language, very general language. They're all, what they all have in common is that they are connected to the Morrigan, and so I thought. So I got this book. I did a little research to see what I should read. I got this book. I subscribed to a few YouTube channels. And I got 2 Pagan Pathways books, but I got them on my Kindle. I think they're by Morgan Daimler. I'm not sure. So I'm not going to say. But one, and I don't have my Kindle here. Let me see. Do I have? No, I don't have my Kindle here. But anyway, so again, I can't do a review. I haven't read it yet. I do have the same criticism. Tons and tons of italics, very tiny font. Oh my gosh. It's going to be a slog, people. Eyesight-wise, it's going to be a slog. And both books are not... I don't think either of these books are the kind that you read cover to cover. Okay, this one's thicker than this one. They don't seem to be books you read cover to cover. They seem to be reference books, that kind of thing, right? So if you work with the Morrigan, if you are work with Morriganic energy, you have books to recommend me, please, in the comments below. I really would appreciate it. I don't know where this is going. I just want to learn, right? Because I'm curious to know what is this energy, because there's something about it that just fits for me, and that doesn't mean I'm going to suddenly be a devotee of the Morrigan or any of her aspects, or I probably might find out that I already am. Both doesn't matter. I think I need some fresh stuff to read because it's been a while. Okay. What else have I been... So I'm going to talk a little bit about my October, some things that have been really helpful for me in October that I've been doing. So I'm still working on curating my deck collection. And I'm at the point right now that what I have left is what I'm going to hang on to. But I also found that, especially the month of October, and I suspect it's going to be November as well, that the overwhelm is still there. The phones are ringing on my shelf. There's a lot of spirit activity in my home. We have a family member who's quite ill, and the veil is already thin for that reason. You add the season, you add the fact that I already do a lot of trans veil communication. Oh, I did have another book that I got this month that I'm just freaking loving, and I have to go get. Hang on. All right, I'm back. So I went to get my Kindle at the same time. I figure, why not? All right, so another book I got in October that I'm absolutely loving, and I got this. This was a recommendation. There's a channel I follow. It's Beyond Tarot with Theus. And oh my gosh, I hope I remember to link to her. She had suggested Where Two Worlds Meet. It's How to Develop Evidential Mediumship by Janet Novahek with Suzanne Giesman. So this is a great book if you're already psychic and you're looking for a handbook to help you develop evidential mediumship. This is incredible. Look at it. It's not a thick book, but it's dense with information, and it's a straightforward read. I'm using one of my extra Oracle of Oddities cards. Which one? Voice. As a bookmark. But I'm really enjoying this book, and so whether you're naturally psychic and you want to learn mediumship, or you're not, or you don't think you are, or if you're drawn to it, let me tell you from my life experience, anyone who's drawn to this kind of stuff, it's because it's in them already. So follow that thread, people. Follow that thread. And remember I said I got 2 books on my Kindle, and the first one I got, you know, I've had a Kindle for, I can't even remember how long, and I still struggle, people. I still struggle with navigation. It's pretty funny. All right, let me go to cover. So I had mentioned in a previous video I had gotten another copy. I had gotten a Kindle copy of Astral Projection by Ophiel. So I'm not gonna, but I got the Morrigan Meeting the Great Queens, Pagan Portals, and it is Morgan Daimler. Yes, I got it right. And aspettate, per piacere, per cortesia. And the other one I got is, I haven't read either of them yet. Okay, this is just stuff I got in October that I plan to be reading in November. I'm just trying to go to the cover, people. Sorry about that. And the other one I got is also Pagan Portals book. So they're like 100 pages, or just under 100 pages, right? And it's Raven Goddess, Going Deeper with the Morrigan by Morgan Daimler. All right. Before I get into the few decks that I used. So yesterday was good. Yesterday we had, like I said at the start of the video, we had a nice family, intimate family celebration. My next video that I'm going to record today is going to be related to yesterday and some conversations I had on text with friends, and I wanted to share my view on some things, but I'm going to put that in the parking lot, and I'll come back to my next video. But one thing that yesterday, it's almost like I just woke up, like literally I felt like I woke up from this like long sleep yesterday. 8 months. I think it started with the culling of the decks, and my decks live beside my vanity and my perfume collection and stuff like that. And I started to give my makeup and my perfume the side eye, thinking, okay guys, you're next. And curating is fine, but I caught myself and I said, whoa, it's already curated. It's not like it's, why are you giving the side eye to your nail polish and all this stuff? And as you could see, and it's like I just woke up yesterday and I said, you know what, I'm going to do a full face of makeup. So I did a full face of makeup yesterday, and it was the first time I had done a full face of makeup a few times this year, like since March, but not regularly. And honestly, for work, it's been like, oh my gosh, I think for me, the I knew I hit rock bottom was I was at work on Friday. And I was doing a lot of like reorganizing and getting the recycling out and decluttering at work and restocking and and doing the audit and stuff like that. And I my hair had fallen out of its updo, and I had a patient arrive, so I had to just, without a mirror or anything, because I'm in a clinic, whip my hair up into an updo, put the hair clip on. And the thing see, this is the thing. The danger when you work by yourself is that you don't have a colleague who says, "Oh, what's going on with the hair?" I only found out at the end of the day that, that quick updo I did without a mirror or whatever looked like a hot mess. Oh my God. And that was when I hit rock bottom. Because I was, since March, it's because of PPE and everything. It's like the hair is like, no effort on the hair. It's just up in a clip. No makeup, because what's the point? I think I wore makeup the first shift. I was having to wear the face mask and the gown and everything, and it was hot. And that, I think it was that brand of mask made my face itch, and I thought it was the makeup and and all this to say, it was Friday that I hit rock bottom, and I said, I really need to get a grip of myself and take care of myself. So I thought, okay, so I think I'm going to, so I went through my hair accessories yesterday and I found them and stuff like that, so that I'm not just using that same one clip and just throwing it up, and as long as it's off my shoulders, it's good for work. And I did a full face of makeup yesterday. And as I was doing it, I realized how much I missed it. Strange, right? It's like I just wasn't feeling it. For 8 months, I just wasn't feeling it. I just didn't care. But yesterday, something clicked. I was really feeling it, and I realized how much I missed it. And this morning I woke up and I felt better, and I thought, oh my God. So I did the math, and I said, that's 8 months. 8 months is enough for 8 months of purgatory is enough. 8 months of just waiting to see what's going to happen is enough, because you know what, I could wait a year, 2 years to see what's going to happen. Life marches on. Time marches on. So, all this to tell you that today, I also did a full face of makeup, see? And I painted my nails. All because just last week, I think it was Thursday, I was giving my vanity and I was giving my makeup, my vanity where I have my makeup and stuff like that, and my perfume cupboard beside I, feeling like I needed to cull which I don't. It's very curated. All right. The decks. Oh my God, if you're still hanging out with me, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I probably should have given a little warning that I was going to talk about stuff other than decks, but hopefully you figured it out if you didn't care about that other stuff and you just advanced it to decks. All right. The decks that I did use this month, I always use the Rider-Waite. I use my Centennial for reading for other people. And that's another thing too. It's like I'm trying to be better with my timing for reading for other people, but sometimes the day job gets in the way. So for all of you who requested readings, who had to wait an extra day or 2 or sometimes 3 or even more, thank you for your patience. I greatly appreciate it. If you're watching this and you're waiting to hear from me because you've sent a request for a reading, I will be answering my email today. All right. decks I used. So I used my Rider-Waite Centennial, and I think I may have even used my old Morgan Greer. But for my daily draws, it's been this guy, my Thoth Greenie. If I didn't have the Greenie, I think I would. Who doesn't want a first edition of their, of a favorite deck? And I have to say that this one, I think this one's my favorite. I know, right? This is my favorite. Thoth is my favorite tarot deck. So this is the deck I used for my daily draws all of the month of October. It's for me, it just speaks my language. I still haven't. I read some of the Book of Thoth. I have some Thoth books, and I am looking. I am going to be reading a book by Phyllis Seckler. I think that's her name. That was that Natalia Ouroboros had recommended on her channel. Because I did start reading Phyllis Seckler's book, and I thought, I thought it would be a slog. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be like really dry and academic, and instead it's a nice read. It just, just moves you along. It's very good. So I'll be picking that up again and reading it. But this is a deck that speaks my language. I have some guidebook type. I have Gerd Ziegler's book and Mirrors of the Soul, and I have a Thoth guidebook, which is like a pictorial kind of thing, and I also have I think I have some other, but I haven't felt like dipping into them at all, or I haven't felt like I needed to either. It's like I've been doing my daily draws with this deck all month, and I'm having no problem. This is my favorite death card ever. I hear music. This guy's doing the dance. Beautiful. So I have a Greenie, and I have the current one by US Games, which I highly recommend if you're looking for, if you're trying Thoth for the first time. I highly recommend that one. It's the same size as this. It's a large deck. It's crisp. It's clear. The colors are clear. Not like this old one where it's a little muddled and whatever, but that I absolutely love because it's vintage. Would I love a first edition? Oh my God, of course. Did you see what they're going for on eBay? It's outrageous. So no, I'll have to settle for what I have. Well, not settle, you know what I mean. I'm not spending that kind of money. Adjacent to my Thoth, I've been using my Pocket Swiss. Is it Pocket Swiss? This one here in the Thoth Pocket Swiss Tarot deck. And this one also printed in Belgium, just like the current one from US Games. Very clear, crisp, beautiful. It's basically a mini version of whatever's available now. And I use my little one. It's in order because it's a filing system. I use the mini one for spell work. And let me tell you, each Thoth, each card is an amulet. Each card is a talisman. And it's worth learning at least astrology and tarot combined to be able to use it that way, because I get outstanding results from this. It's like amazing results. I can't even. And the two oracle decks, I only really used two oracle decks in October, and the first one I received from Nancy, Texas Rose. Thank you, Nancy. Is this one, and it's Bach Flower Remedies cards, 38 flowers. So you have the flower on this side with the message, and I like that it has a little circle, so you have like upright and reversed. But instead, I like to read it more as, for instance, I drew Gentian, and it says pessimism, negative attitude, skeptical, and the flip side of that is optimism and positive attitude. And I like looking at it more as flip side than upright or reversed. It just gives me some, and you know, they have the energy. The energy is of the 38 flowers, and this is what they look like on this side. Looks like old letters, like old postcards. That's what it reminds me of, old postcards. So I've been using this one. I find it's very interesting because I've only drawn a couple of cards all month. I end up working with the same energy, the same flower energy for days, even weeks at a time. Last but not least, my Oracle of Oddities that is beautifully edged in antique linen to match the cards. And this one for me is, I freaking love it. I ended up ordering these. I have all three. I ended up ordering these when the pre-orders were out for the her Memento Mori, Claire Goodchild, her Memento Mori Oracle, which is shipping now. And I don't know, I had seen some flip-throughs of these, and this is the one that I was drawn to. These speak very clear to me, and I haven't put them away. They've been sitting beside my Thoth all month. And for readings for other people, I've been really enjoying. Of course, I use my Rider-Waite Centennial, and I use occasionally the Morgan Greer, but the tarot is always going to be Rider-Waite Smith, because that's my ride or die divination deck. But for Oracle, it's been Vintage Wisdom for the longest time. Then by Brian and Briar on Etsy, I got the Ocean Oracle and the Forest Oracle. Those are, you know, they're just ride or die for readings for the public, like, you know, readings that I do for other people. And my a new edition last month, which I didn't bring here, but it's the Fallen Angels Oracle by Nigel Suckling. That's come back in print. That one, not gonna lie, that one surprised me. I got it because I was curious. I kept it because it blew my mind. It's excellent for mundane readings. And when I say mundane, I mean the human condition. Anything having to do with our day-to-day lives, excellent oracle. It's really great for warning. If you know, it's a really great oracle to receive messages of warning for your safety, whether it be like, you know, no, don't trust this person, or don't trust this job offer, or don't, you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. It's pretty good. Don't trust yourself. In other words, don't act. Yeah. So that's it for me for my October wrap-up, favorites, purchases, and so forth. I'll make sure to put the links in the description box below. And if you do end up going to Redbubble and you order something from Bridget's store called Subtly Melancholy, I thank you in advance. Every little bit helps when someone's wanting to get an education. All right. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.